Good morning and welcome to Smell the Coffee. This beautiful Thursday morning with Diana Master and Glenora Shipura. Now we were vibing earlier on in studio because Bruno Mars just dropped a new song featuring Sexy Red and we can't get it out of our heads.
We can't get it out of our heads, and
Yes.
you know, I don't even want to say the lyrics right now. Okay, but we'll talk about it.
But we have to
in
talk
our
about the
story.
title of the song.
Yeah,
the title
we
of
will
the
talk-
song is Big, Juicy and Wet. I wonder what that could be about.
I wonder what that could be about.
I mean, it could be steak. It could be steak.
It could be steak.
It could be really good steak.
You know?
Yeah.
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 Have you ever had like a nice juicy,
Big, juicy
Ooh.
steak. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh, guys.
Yes. Like,
It could be about steak.
it could be about steak.
And it's a good thing it's released now because you know we are one day closer to Friday. To the
Exactly. So
weekend.
we're gonna be vibing to that song.
I'm
because
definitely
it's
gonna
a
be
bop.
vibing to it. Like
It's a bop. And before we get into this story, because we're gonna get into it after the break, just go stream it now, so
Yeah.
that you know when we
So
speak
you
about the
understand
story, you
what we're talking
understand.
about.
Exactly. But yeah, man, I just love Bruno. Wow, guys, Bruno Mars, he has my heart. Like, words cannot explain the
Really?
love that I have for Bruno. Like, just his diversity. Bruno Mars has done every genre, and he never misses.
No, it's true. It's true. I have to say he's one artist who said, I am going to explore. I'm
Yes.
going to explore creatively. I mean, he had that phase or era, I don't know, where he was
Where he used to
with
catch
Silk Sonic.
grenades.
Yeah, he had
He used
grenades.
to catch grenades.
And then he had Silk Sonic where he was,
yes,
yeah.
and when he was leaving the door open.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's really played around as an artist.
Yes.
And that's what you want as an artist. Like you want to be able to do different things. Because it is a playing field. It
But
is
you
about
see, the way Bruno Mars does it, because no hate to Jason Derulo or anything, but I feel like Jason Derulo just hops on a trend and then he gets
I'm
off.
writing solo. I'm writing
Yeah,
solo.
and
I
then-
always remember him for that. 'Cause
Him with Savage Love with BTS, like everyone was just like Jason. Like I think, I say Jason Derulo is a paper bag because wherever the wind is blowing is where he goes. Then
But
you get
fun
artists.
fact about him, I think he's a better businessman than maybe a better musician. Because
thing
he's
is-
actually is doing very well in terms of just business, not the musical business, but
Yeah,
his
but like
other
all
businesses.
his
Like he
other
owns
ventures.
a car wash and
Again,
they're like
where the wind blows.
where the wind blows. but yeah.
Because even like when TikTok started, he was hopping on that train. It's like we understand like trying to keep up with the times, but also so this is why I'm saying I don't know how Bruno Mars manages to do it without looking like a paper bag.
No, but I think it's also coming down to authenticity. Like he
Yeah.
is literally exploring himself in
Yes.
different avenues and
Yes.
different themes, and even his duets are very different and random, and it's just like wow, we
but
just
still
feel
so
good.
so good. But
Whereas
anyway,
yeah, but we don't even want to talk about that right now.
we will get into it just after the break. Stick around. We're talking an OnlyFans model that got arrested because she claims she wants to set a weird world record. And of course, Bruno Mars. Stick around.
African Child Development Trust presents the annual ACE, an exclusive fundraising golf day in support of the ACDT Education Project. Join us on 21st February at the Windhoek Golf Club for this prestigious event. Register your team now on eticket.onmy.na for only 5,000 Namibian dollars per team. Your registration includes a branded golf shirt and cap, a golf cart for the day, welcome breakfast and post-play snacks, 9 on-course activations, and amazing prizes for the top 5 teams. Don't miss out. Register your team today and put for progress at the annual ACE. Together, let's drive change and support education with every swing.
Now, you may remember last year we spoke about an OnlyFans model that claimed she wanted to sleep with 100 men in 24 hours to break a record, which she claims she did. But then now there's another one, right?
Yeah.
This one is in Turkey. And she's an OnlyFans model that was arrested because she announced her plans to set a record for sleeping with more than 100 men in 24 hours. Azrana AV, whose real name is Ezra Van Dan, was charged with obscenity, resisting an officer on duty, and slander after the model revealed her promiscuous plans on social media, The Sun reported. "My goal is to break first a Turkish record and then the world," the 23-year-old model wrote on X alongside an image of her sitting on bed wearing red lingerie. I start with 100 men in 24 hours. We will be editing the application in detail soon with my team and sending them to you. The world record is currently held by fellow OnlyFans star Bonnie Blue, who claims she slept with 1,057 men in less than 24 hours. 1,057 men. But Van Dan faced a challenge due to Turkey banning the platform in 2023. Van Dan's post to 231,000 fans was quickly discovered by the Istanbul Public Security Branch Directorate's Morality Bureau, and the outlet reported that officials called her plans obscene and damaging to national morale. Cops were sent out to track down Van Dan and arrest her as she was in the process of getting a cosmetic surgery operation. Police nabbed her 25-year-old Iranian husband Pedram Beda Van Dan. He has since been released. Video of the arrest showed officers escorting the couple down the stairs. The busty brunette wore leggings and a black crop top with white bandages wrapped around her head as officers put her in a van. The sex worker reportedly tried to capitalize on the opportunity and had one of the officers allegedly take a photo during her arrest, the outlet reported. "I had the photo taken by one of the officers. He didn't object much," she reportedly said. During a court hearing with the Istanbul 6 Criminal Judgeship of Peace, officials pushed for prison time, accusing Van Dan of damaging to moral values and being provocative to society, per The Sun. Van Dan reportedly insisted that she did not deserve to be judged. There's been a rise in porn stars making shocking headlines for sleeping with hundreds of men in a short amount of time. Blue herself first rose to international fame when she filmed herself bedding 150 barely legal college men.
Okay, guys, the record is what,
1,057 men in 24 hours. So the other one that we reported on last year, that I think her name is Lily Rose. I don't know, Lily something.
Yeah.
She actually made a documentary and she was crying. She was like, yeah, like I did manage to do it, but at what cost? Because I basically dissociated the entire time, and like it's just
so but this one was at 100, right?
Yeah, and she said, guys, it was just so hard.
But how do you do like 100 in 24 hours? Like, how run me through the gymnastics of this, because it doesn't sound like
girl, I don't even know. And why are you trying to set a record like that? Like that is such a
like 10 every hour? I'm just trying to make sense.
And
of
apparently she felt so bad because the partners,
are they in like a long queue? Are they?
Like what's happening?
How are they preparing themselves? Oh my God, I have so many questions.
Yeah.
Like,
because she was saying that, you know, she felt bad because she wasn't even talking to these guys, even though she'd promised that they'd speak for 5 minutes just to get into the mood, and then, you know, but then
we only have 24 hours, babes.
Yes, so she was like,
there's no talking and connecting.
Apparently she felt so bad because then she would just speak to these guys for 2 minutes and then just get on with it, and like it's just so hard. And like, oh
you know, another TikToker responded to one of these girls saying that they want to, you know, reach this record.
Yeah.
This, I don't know why. It is a trend though. I've seen it. There's the one of the 1,000. I saw one who did 1,000 men, and she posted about it, and she was even talking about how she's gonna do it. But I don't know. I don't think it's the 1,057. But anyways, it's too many of them for me to even keep track of who's who and what's happening. Anyways, a TikToker posted now after this girl posted saying, "Oh yeah, I want to sleep with X amount of men in 24 hours." And then she was like, "Yeah, you know what? I would also love to do that, but you know, something happened in my childhood that just enables me. I mean, doesn't enable me rather to do that. My father used to say this very annoying thing to me. He used to say, 'I love you.'" I know, right? I know,
lucky
right?
for you.
Lucky
I got
for
all
you.
these daddy issues.
Yes,
What can I do?
I got all these daddy issues. What can I do? But speaking of interesting news,
Juicy and wet.
fat,
wet,
juicy, and wet. What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Bruno Mars has just released a new song, Fat, Juicy, and Wet. and we do wonder what that's supposed to be about, and is celebrating hitting a major milestone in music. The singer has become the first musician to rack up 150 million monthly streams on Spotify, and given how much the streaming platform pays artists, that's probably worth several hundred thousands of dollars to Mars. Now, sharing the happy news of his success to his Instagram stories, Bruno Mars also took the time to poke fun at the rumors that he was in serious levels of debt. In case you didn't know, last year there were claims from News Nation that the singer had accumulated a hefty gambling debt of over 50 million US dollars, and that MGM Resorts basically owns him. A spokesperson for MGM Resorts said that the claims were completely false and that Mars has no debt with MGM, but that hasn't stopped the singer from having some fun with it. In his Instagram stories post celebrating becoming the first artist on Spotify to hit 150 million monthly listeners, Mars wrote, "Keep streaming. I'll be out of debt in no time." Meanwhile, his latest track with a sexy red title, Fat, Juicy and Wet, has fans confused. Fat, Juicy, Wet should have stayed on the hard drive, one ex-user posted. On TikTok, there was a cacophony of criticism and confusion. "What in the multiverse is this?" one account commented on the clip Mars posted of the music video. "Did I just hop timelines? Bruno said what?" Another user commented. I did see some of these TikToks. People were saying Bruno Mars used to catch grenades.
And now he's doing that. I love Bruno,
We
guys.
were playing his music at our weddings.
I will still play Big Juicy and Wet at my wedding. I'll be like,
But
guys,
let the man evolve. Let the man evolve.
it's not even evil. Guys, I just love Bruno Mars.
You don't
because
care,
I don't care. Bruno Mars, he has my heart. Do you know what, like when he went to Brazil for his tour and he did that trend,
Yeah.
and now it's a big thing, right?
He's a trendsetter. I have
He's
to
a
say.
trendsetter, and then he went to Tokyo
He does
and he
his
did
thing.
this one, and I'm just like, Bruno. The thing is, I love Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
And then people are like, so does that mean you want to marry Bruno Mars? Savannah, slow down. I just
Right.
love him
I
as
just
an
love him.
artist, man.
Like-
even his Silk Sonic days.
Oh, guys.
What I love about him is how passionate he is about women. You know, with Leave the Door, he's like, I'm a leave. Like, he's so passionate about women. And I am so passionate about him as an artist. Please, guys.
I see it.
If Bruno Mars was to come here,
We will pay those $3,000
Please,
tickets,
guys,
ne?
please,
$3,000,
I will
$4,000,
go.
10K. We'll pay 10K for.
I can eat bread and
VIP.
water for the next 50,000.
Actually,
Like,
that's actually true. If Bruno Mars were to come, I would also buy a ticket.
I
It's
would
one of,
definitely buy a
that's not
ticket.
all artists. I'm also very like, I don't know.
because
man.
with Chris Brown,
Yeah.
right, my friend got me a ticket and she's like, let's go. And I was like,
Yeah, I was also like in between, and
Yeah.
also for me it was also the booking around it and whatnot.
yes, and everything.
Yeah,
But with Bruno Mars,
I will definitely.
No
I will hop on a
questions
bus. Yeah,
asked.
no flights. I'll hop on a bus.
no
You know-
questions asked. I would, Bruno.
All right, we will talk about Bruno Mars all day if you and I are at it. Now we continue with our conversation with Ms. Maingi Hipontoka, who talks about crushing your career goals and just your goals for the year. Let's take a look. Coming back to women in the workplace, sometimes women feel like it's just very hard for them to break the glass ceiling. We are both women, and I'm sure we have in one form or another, we have experienced some form of, it's not for you, you know what I mean? How do we navigate that? How do we break the glass ceiling and, say, you know what, we can be in top management, we can be CEOs and so forth?
One thing I'm very proud of Namibia is that when it comes to the girl child, we have actually done a lot within the last 3 decades. The first thing is that more than 40% of our MPs are women. We have, majority of the graduates from tertiary institutions are actually the female child. Well, it's inevitable because the female gender is the majority in the country. And then you look at our public sector, CRAN, MVA, NAMDIA, NIPDP, You look at ECN. Yeah, all of those institutions are run by women. So we have a lot of CEO women that are popping up. In the private sector, I was very shocked to hear that Bank Windhoek, majority of their staff is actually women. Now, the question is actually, how does a woman who actually want to reach those milestones position themselves? Because women have become very competitive now. So how do you position yourself against another woman? It's not really against another male child anymore, because we are really, we are taking space. And I'm truly proud of my country for that as a lady.
And I love that you're saying that we have even out the competitive field. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to get the position because I'm a woman. I'm getting it because I'm the most competent person in the room.
Exactly. And that is what we have to position ourselves as a woman. Number one, you need to recognize that there are more women out there who are doing great. If you walk into a car deal, one of the sales guys told me, the moment they see a woman in heels, they stand up because they know she's buying the car. Even they have recognized that fact. So us as women, we need to recognize that we are competing against each other, and we need to position ourselves against each other. The number one fact, actually the factors that I've mentioned previously, is what will get you there. What is your network? What is the quality of the work that you're producing? What is your expertise? How are you positioning yourself? And how are you translating yourself in your world? What is your personal and professional brand? What do people know you as? On social media, do people know you as a girl who only likes traveling, or do they also know that you're an executive? Because the day they want to hire an executive, they need to marry the two, you know? Do they only know that you're on TikTok, or do they also know that you actually sit in a boardroom? So you need to market yourself in both ways, because the good thing is that in that regard, companies are looking for people who bring joy to their environment. So if you are on social media, you travel, you do extra curriculum activities, they are actually happy about that, because they know that if you are happy in your personal life, you'll be able to be effective at work.
Girl, we needed you right now at the beginning of the year, because I'm like, what? I have a lot of work to do. Speaking of that, you have an exciting event coming up, which is the Vision Board Rise and Blossom event. Can we get into that?
Thank you so much. Rise and Blossom event. So the aim of this event is basically for us to come together and inspire each other, to equip each other with skills and tools, and then also encourage each other to achieve our goals. That is the main purpose. And the driving force behind is all of those things that we are talking about. There's a lot of social ills, stagnation, not only in your own personal life, but also in your professional career. We have high debt. A lot of people are going to cash loans. We also have a lot of people who have mental health. And one of the causes of mental health is stagnation. You can't see where you are going. A lot of people are emotionally burdened. They don't know how to overcome those. And with all of these social ills that are going on, high unemployment rate, how do I position myself to get a job? I will give an example. When I got my bursary to go and study further, I literally, it was January, and I was watching Beyonce at 12 noon. I was watching Beyonce, and I said to myself, May, you want to be a chartered accountant, but none of the accounting firms know your name, and you are going in your 4th year. So I decided to take a walk to the nearest firm. And it was nearest in terms of I could walk there, but it's extremely far by walking. That is Ernst & Young. I was staying at my sister's place. So I walked in the scorching sun of Namibia. I got there and I said, I'm looking for HR manager. When he asked me, how did you hear about us? I told him I was watching Beyonce and I decided I need a better future. So this is also the same thing. When it comes to high unemployment, how do you position yourself to get a job? Perhaps volunteering, you know, perhaps walking around instead of just dropping your CV on the internet, walking around and speaking to those people. So with this event, we have phenomenal speakers, people that inspire me personally and I deeply respect. They are experts in their field. Most of them are under the age of 40. They have done phenomenal work in both their careers and their personal lives and also in our community. They are leaders and
Could you just name a few of them? Because I'm already getting the tingles. I'm so excited. Just give a few names for the audience also to know that, okay, we're going to this event, who is speaking.
All right. So the event is in 4 locations. We have Luderitz, Walvis Bay, Ongwediva, and also Windhoek. And this is due to a popular demand because we used to have vision boarding events at a smaller scale. So people reached out and we decided to go. So now some of the folks that will come from Windhoek, for example, in our corporate sphere, we have Sarah Kapia, she's coming. We have Shiwana Ndonyema. We have Miss Hinasha Mbunje, she's also coming. And then we have Mr. Rodney, he's the CEO of NTA, he's also coming. In the business sector, we have Mr. Toivo Nurulu, Leatherman. So he doesn't only sing, he is an architect, guys. And then we also have Mr. Dino Ngishekwa. He's a co-founder of Ubuntu Events. He's a geochemist. We also have U Clinique, Miss Fadia. She's also embracing us with her presence. I'm not going to mention all of them, just in case I forget some of them.
But it's quite an interesting lineup right now that you just mentioned, and I'm just like, wow, this is an event not to miss. Can you tell the audience where they can get the tickets, the details of the event, when exactly it's happening, so we prepare ourselves?
Perfect. So for Windhoek, it's going to be on the 8th of March. We are going to be at NIPA. That's where we are currently booked. We will start at 8:30. So please come early because we also want to register you as you enter. It's quite formal in as much as it's very youthy because we are trying to create an environment where somebody can be inspired and also dream. Now, the tickets can be obtained directly from me. So you can utilize any of the wallets or a pay to sell to 081 42 62 771, or you can directly pay into the Thrive Publishers banking details, which is on our flyer.
I love that. Now, before I let you go, briefly tell us about the Thrive book.
Thrive, what I'm very content and what is very humbling is that everybody that bought the book last year, because we have such a small quantity, they came back with such positive feedback and actually encouraged me to continue with the book. So the book starts off with where you have your own personal information. And then after that, you have your manual and your guide how to use it. Then you have your 7 core areas, which are divided into pages where you get to paste. For example, your bucket list, your finance section, your entrepreneurship, your career, your family life, and your romance. We actually took romance out of family life, just so that if you need to visit an auntie and you also want to get married, then your goals are clear. They are not just in one book. After that, we then have our 2 anchor goals, which is something that we are also going to teach at the event. What are anchor goals? And then we also have motivational, basically encouragement passage. Then you start with your month. Now, within your month, you have your 5 goals that you want to achieve within that month. And then you continue. We have a section on savings and investments, and then also debt repayments, where you get to write, okay, my car mortgage is this much. I have paid it this month. I want to add another 500. And then, I have opened up a savings account. I have Old Mutual, NamPost, whatever it is that you have. Then you also get to put in there and you total up to say, okay, up to date, I have this amount. We also have a health section. So if you want to strive, to be a healthy being, to grow, to be very energetic like our president. He really inspires me at his age. He's so energetic. So we have a calendar there where you can tick off, I went to the gym, this is my weight. We also have a daily routine, which is something that is new. So what are the 5 things that you want to achieve before 7:30? Before you leave the house.
So this book technically just gives you a guideline on how you can, go out there and achieve your goals.
Yes. So it holds you accountable because you write the things and you know that I need to go.
And then you also look back at it. You and I, we can talk forever. I needed this conversation, and the audience definitely needed this conversation because that's how we start the year, getting our goals in place. Thank you so much, Ms. May.
Thank you very much, too, for the invitation. And I want to urge every single person. Our ticket is only $320, and then the book is $380. The reason why we have priced it like this is so that everybody can have access to the event, because we want everybody to be inspired, to lives to be transformed. We want every single person. Come 31 December 2025, you're going to say that 2025 has been the best year of my life, and you have proof to prove it. So thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it.
We'll be right back with more Smell the Coffee.
It is definitely going to be the best year of our lives, and we can't wait.
I feel like this year is gonna kick off all the
Good things.
good things that
That are
can
meant to
happen.
find
Yes,
us.
exactly. Like, you know, if we're meant for the billions, we're starting out with the millions this year.
But we are starting with the Bruno Mars concert. And on that
Exactly.
note, that brings us to the end of today's episode of Smell the Coffee. You can catch Glenora tomorrow as she takes you out and about.
Yes,
in the
and I will
town.
be wearing cooler designs from a local designer who's just absolutely amazing. So make sure not to miss out tomorrow's episode.
All right, we'll be right back tomorrow.